just got done witnessing John Wick Chapter 4 on the big screen, and I have some things that I want to talk about for this film, guys. So without further ado, let's get into the review. Let's go. What's going on, you guys? The Demigod back on Demigod to bring you another movie review for John Wick Chapter 4, our fourth installment into the John Wick franchise. It's been fantastic up to this point, John Wick 1, 2, and 3, and now here we are with the fourth one, and I gotta say, another fantastic installment into this franchise. I love what they did with this film. I love how strong this year is starting out with the movies that are dropping so far, and with that being said, guys, let's discuss more about John Wick Chapter 4. So, first things first, Keanu Reeves, how does he doing here? Fantastic as always. We already know that. He embodies this character, the Babayaga. We get to see him return, this mythical figure on screen, and throughout this film, he definitely lives up to his name because you get the most intense action, the most drawn out, non-ending fight scenes and gun battles, and there's so many throughout this film. I mean, you could really tell that they upped the budget for this movie going in here. With our fantastic cast, this movie has been slowly building up over the franchise, returning into this film, along with some new players here who end up playing some antagonist roles such as Skarsgård and some anti-hero roles also, where they kind of blend the lines, and I loved seeing that, especially with a certain blind character inside of here who's an old friend of John Wick's, who's hired on now that he's excommunicado to hunt him down. And we just get a great tie-in with him. We get a great fight style from him that reminded me of Daredevil. Some fantastic, amazing choreography inside of here for these fight scenes, for these gun battles. At one point, John Wick hit an Imanari roll for my MMA fans, which was insane, along with plenty of other martial arts that are included in here, from nunchucks to other traditional Japanese weapons that we see tie into this film. The cinematography here, the lighting here, the use of neon lights, especially in the Japan scenes, are fantastic. It reminded me a bit of what they did with the film Bullet Train, except I think they did it at a higher level here, which I certainly appreciate. And man, this movie just keeps ramping up the plot. Again, every time you walk into these films, you wonder, what are they going to do next? They did so much with the last one, especially with John Wick 3 Parabellum. So how do they do? Where do they take the character? No spoilers, but they find an interesting route to take John Wick inside this film. They find some redemption for the character. He's sort of continuing on the same arc that we seen him going through in the last film, except we see it more established and completed here. And it's just great to see, man. Some of the locations that they decided to pick for action scenes and fight scenes, such as staircases, our freeways, our hallways, is absolutely insane. Absolute madness the entire way through. So much killing. I mean, John Wick probably drops near 200 bodies, if not more, inside of this film, and it was amazing to witness, especially for a fan of the franchise like me. There's tons of fan service inside of this film. They just throw so much at the screen that the real John Wick fans, and really anyone going in to view this movie, can appreciate and can enjoy. And while there's so many highs with this film, so many overwhelming positives, there is still some cons to this movie. That being that the film is 3 hours. Now, while it's not a bad thing that the film is 3 hours, walking in, if you were not prepared for a 3-hour film, it could throw you off a bit how long you're going to be in there. But I gotta say, I expected it to be 3 hours. I knew it was 3 hours before I walked in, and I found a majority of the pacing inside this film to be pretty well done, aside from a scene here or there where the pacing may suffer or where we slow down a bit too much. But another part of me feels like those moments were necessary because the action is so jam-packed in here that you can become a bit desensitized to it after a while, especially with how long drawn out these scenes are. So it's good to get those breaks in between here. My last little nitpick that I had with the film had to do with the plot. Now, as we know, John Wick is excommunicado, so he's trying to weasel his way back into freedom by any means necessary, trying to find any route, any path, any lane that he can take to get there. And along the way, while it takes us on a fun ride and we meet some fun, interesting characters who have their own, unique style and flair and fight style, some of these plot points and side stories felt a bit unnecessary to the overall film here, and like we could have done without them. And with that being said, guys, those are my thoughts on John Wick Chapter 4. Let's go ahead and drop the official rating. I'm going to give John Wick Chapter 4 a 9.5 out of 10. It gets the 9.5 out of 10, man. Fantastic film, damn near perfect. Make sure you go out to the theaters to watch this one at full price. Support this film at the box office so we could tell Hollywood that we want to see more films like this. We want to see more John Wicks. How often do we get an action series, an action franchise, a franchise in general where every single film inside of it is extremely high quality filmmaking? It's very rare, man. And so there you have it. That's the John Wick Chapter 4 review. I recorded a Scream review a few days ago, and when I went in to edit the video, the audio was completely gone, so that was extremely heartbreaking. Maybe I'll go see that film again and get a review for you guys out on that movie, along with I still got to go see Shazam 2. I haven't seen that film yet, but other than that, those are my thoughts on John Wick Chapter 4. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. If you don't know why you're on Demigod ENT, do commentaries, reactions, or reviews. If you're seeing that in the right place, man, hit subscribe. Hit the like button. I drop multiple videos a week on the channel, so you can expect that of me. If you don't already know, I am the Demigod, the chosen one here on Demigod ENT, and I'm out of this thing, man. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.